everyone, it's Emma. Today I'm doing a huge, giant book haul. I've mentioned a couple times that my birthday was this month, so I got a lot of books from friends and just general book shopping around my birthday. I went to New York last weekend, literally got home last night, so I'm dead tired, but I wanted to film this book haul right away, show you guys all the books that I got. I'm just gonna jump right in because this is a lot of books. The first thing that I got is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I did not like the Legend trilogy very much at all, so I didn't give this trilogy a try for a long time, but I've heard from people who also didn't like the Legend trilogy that they really liked this. I know there's a female antihero, which just that's enough for me to want to read it. I love female antiheroes. I love antiheroes in general. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I'm probably going to read it this month. This one is signed because I got it from Books of Wonder, so that's really fun and exciting. I really love her signature. Yeah, so I'm excited to give Marie Lu another try. Curious to see what I'll think of this one. I have a really good feeling about it. Next is another one that I'm very excited about. It's The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. I've been a Rick Riordan fan since I was 12. I loved the Percy Jackson series. The Heroes of Olympus series wasn't my favorite, and then I tried the Magnus Chase first book 2 years ago, or whenever it first came out, and I just couldn't really get into it. I don't know what it was, but for a while I wasn't in a Rick Riordan kind of mood, and now the urge to read Rick Riordan has returned, and I'm so excited to get caught up on all his books. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that it's about Apollo, and he does something, and his punishment is that he becomes a human, a demigod. Apollo in the original books was really funny. He wrote really bad haikus. I'm excited to read this and see Apollo as a teenager. Hopefully get little cameos from the old characters. That would be a lot of fun. Then I continued my pattern of buying these books at Books of Wonder. I got the second book in the School for Good and Evil trilogy. This one's called A World Without Princes. I'm a little disappointed in this cover. I really liked the first cover. This one's just kind of cheesy. Probably because it has the guy on the front. He looks like a Ken doll. This is a middle grade trilogy that I read the first book of last month, and I loved the first book, and I'm really excited with where this trilogy is going. I was looking for a middle grade series that has good depth to it, and this one definitely does. I loved the themes in the first book, so I'm super excited to read the second one and see what happens to the characters. I did something that I never thought I would do, and I got the first book in the series of Unfortunate Events, really big, long series. I didn't read these when I was a kid because I got scared really easily as a kid, so these books just weren't on my level. Because of the Netflix series, I really want to read these. I really want to watch the Netflix series, but I just can't make myself watch it without having read at least some of the books. And since Books of Wonder had these really pretty editions that I love, I decided to get it. And it's so short, I'm sure I could read it in one sitting. Even though I never thought that I would read these books, I'm super excited to read it. The next book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alir Sayans. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. This book has been recommended to me by so many people that I just had to get it. I can't not read it because so many people have told me that I would like this book. And I picked it up in Barnes & Noble a long time ago and read this little paragraph that it has at the front. And it says, "Why do we smile? Why do we laugh? Why do we feel alone? Why are we sad and confused? Why do we read poetry? Why do we cry when we see a painting? Why is there a riot in the heart when we love? Why do we feel shame? What is the thing in that pit of your stomach called desire?" And that beautiful little paragraph made me want to read it. And since so many people have told me that I would like this, I decided to finally pick it up, so we'll see. Then in New York City, I was at the J.P. Morgan Library and Museum. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. They had an Emily Dickinson exhibit. So I picked up a little book of her poetry because it is so pretty and beautiful. I already have a big book of her poetry, but this little one, I'm just gonna carry it with me everywhere because it's so pretty. I just can't stand to put it down. I haven't read a lot of Emily Dickinson's poetry, but I love everything that I have read. It was really interesting to learn about her life because she was kind of a recluse for most of her adulthood. Really interesting to hear about how her poems got published and everything. Super cool. If you've never learned about Emily Dickinson and you like her poetry, definitely advise researching her, reading a book. The next thing I got was Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I read Salt to the Sea earlier this last year. I was going to say this year, but now it's 2017. So I read it last year. I just loved it. I fell in love with her writing style. And I haven't really been in the mood for a lot of fantasy recently. So I figured this was a good one to read soon. I'm not sure if I'll get to it this month, but I kind of am hoping that I will, because I just, I want to cry my eyes out. But it's historical fiction. I know it's World War II, and I think it's similar to Salt to the Sea, where it's about something that's kind of been forgotten in history. The back says, a knock comes at the door in the dead of night, and Lena's life changes within an instant. With her younger brother and mother, she is hauled away by the Soviet secret police from her home in Lithuania and thrown into a cattle car en route to Siberia. Separated from her father, Lena secretly passes along clues in the form of drawings, hoping they will reach his prison camp. But will her letters or her courage be enough to reunite her family? Wow, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to get to this. At my favorite bookstore, Book Culture in New York City, they do these. It gives you examples of what the book is similar to. So this one said The Secret History, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, and The Help, which are all things that I love. And the book that was inside was Special Topics in Calamity Physics. This is the same author who wrote The Night Film, which I was so excited when I opened this because I've wanted to read The Night Film for a really long time and haven't gotten to, but this one sounds perfect for me, like it was written for me. It's similar to The Secret History in that this girl goes to an elite school and gets involved with some people, and there's some kind of murder mystery, a sudden drowning, a series of inexplicable events, and finally the shocking death of Hannah herself lead to a confluence of mysteries, and Blue is left to make sense of it all with only her gimlet-eyed instinct and cultural lexicon to guide her. Also, the main character's name is Blue, like Blue from the Raven Boys, so I really can't wait to read this one. It sounds perfect for me. I can't believe how perfect it was. Next is another book that I've been wanting to read for a really long time. It's Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book sounds like something I will absolutely love. It's basically post-apocalyptic, but it's about this traveling band of actors and musicians who crazy flu pandemic went around. These people decided to devote their lives to keeping the remnants of arts and humanity alive in the midst of this post-apocalyptic world. It sounds absolutely beautiful and heartbreaking, and I cannot wait to read it. I got The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This one sounds fantastic. I'm really excited about it. So this book is about a girl, Natasha, and a boy, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel. When they meet, Natasha's family is hours away from being deported back to Jamaica, and it's about their friendship and I'm guessing love story that forms in 24 hours. Or is it 12 hours? Yeah, 12 hours. I've heard great things. Everyone seems to love this book. The next book that I got is The Weight of Feathers by Anna Marie McLemore. This book sounds wonderful. It is about a girl and a boy, and they're both traveling performers with their families, but their families are rivals, and it's forbidden love story, which I just love forbidden love stories, and it's also been compared to The Night Circus, and I love The Night Circus, so I'm really excited for this one. Usually I kind of know what I'm going to get when I get into a bookstore, but this one I wasn't really planning to buy right now, but I'm really glad I did. I am almost done with the books, and then I've got some manga and Bookish merchandise stuff that I'm going to show you guys. The next book that I got is The Lunar Cats by Lynn Truss. This sounds so adorable and quirky. It was sent to me by my friend Holly. I'm not sure if it's released in the US yet. It's coming out soon, but in England, so she sent it to me because I really wanted to read it. Basically, it's about cats who are scientists, which just sounds quirky and fantastical and great. So I'm really excited to read it, and I love the cover. I love the cover so much. And it's red underneath. It's just a beauty. Then another thing that Holly sent me that just made me scream when I opened it. The Illustrated History of Notable Shadow Hunters and Denizens of Downworld, which is the longest title ever. This is a book of illustrated portraits of the characters in the Shadowhunter universe, and they're illustrated by Cassandra Jean, who I'm just the biggest fan of. They're just so beautiful, and there's a little character summary kind of wiki page thing next to it. This one of Jem is just one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. I also love the one of Mark. This one, it's gorgeous. I'm thinking of doing a whole flip through video of this for you guys, like just chatting about it, because I had a hard time finding like good pictures and info on this book, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. The next thing that I have is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. I don't usually buy the second book before I've read the first one, but with this duology, I really wanted to like read both books back to back. The first book, Passenger, is about this girl who is a violin prodigy, and there's time travel involved. Honestly, again, I want to go into it blind, so I don't know a ton about it. So I'm hoping to get to these two books this month or next. Then I've got Gemina by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I just read Illuminae last month, and I loved it, and I will definitely be reading Gemina this month. Illuminae is a science fiction book, but it's told through alternate forms of communication, like chat blogs and flight logs, and so it kind of looks like this. And I loved the first book, even longer than the first one, which just makes me so happy because I love long books. I'm excited to get to this, like so excited. I just put up my Illuminae book talk. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. Then I've got the most giant book ever. It's Night Angel, the Complete Trilogy by Brent Weeks. My friend James sent this to me because he is a fantasy wizard and I'm a fantasy noob. So I've never read Brent Weeks before, and I have absolutely no idea what this is about because I always go into fantasy books knowing as little as I possibly can. I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to get into more adult fantasy. I'm pretty sure this is the last book I have, but it's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This was also sent to me by a friend. It was sent to me by my friend Mally, who's probably not watching this video, but if you are, hey Mals. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I've heard such good things. Everyone seems to be raving about this trilogy right now. On the inside flap it says, Paige Mahoney is working in the criminal underworld of Skyen, London. Her job to scout for information by breaking into people's minds. For Paige is a dreamwalker, a rare kind of clairvoyant, and under Skyen law, she commits treason by simply breathing. That's just like the first little paragraph of the summary. It sounds so good. It's always in the same circle as books that I really like, so I'm super excited to get to this one also. I picked up a couple manga while I was in New York City because I discovered the most amazing manga store. I've walked by this store so many times and never gone in. It's right next to Bryant Park and right next to the Penguin bookstore. It's this Japanese store, and this is the name. I'm not gonna say it. Downstairs is a bookstore, and it's actually a great bookstore. Like, I went for the manga, but I didn't realize that it had such a good bookstore downstairs. They had a pretty decent poetry section, the YA and middle grade section was good, and they had so many books on, like, art and photography. The first level is a normal bookstore, and then upstairs is just manga heaven. Shelves and shelves and shelves of manga. I had no idea what I was walking into, and it was amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now. The first one that I got is Bakuman Volume 1. This one is about a student who wants to be a manga writer, and I love those stories that it's like books about book writers or a TV show about people in a TV show. I don't know why, it's just really fun. Surprise, surprise, I got some haiku manga. I got the 4th and 5th ones. This one has Kenma on the front. It's my favorite anime, and I really have been enjoying the manga. I've read the first couple, so I figured I would pick up some more so that I can read them whenever I want to. Now, some bookish things. First thing I got is still in the plastic, so let me take that out. You will probably be surprised by this, but I am a proud Slytherin, and I was mourning the lack of Slytherin merchandise that exists in the world in general and in my life. So my mom got me this Slytherin journal, which I just love. I love it. Actually really pretty. This will probably photograph really well. And the lines inside are nice and small. Usually this kind of journal merch stuff, I don't actually want to use the journal, but this one I'm definitely going to use. My brother Peyton got me a bunch of little Slytherin things, and the first is this patch. I got 2 of them, but one is currently on my leather jacket. It's from Etsy. I'll try and link the person's Instagram down below because that's what they have written on this card in case you want to check it out. Then Peyton got me this necklace, which is so cool. Can you see it? It's actually really pretty. Again, book merchandise is not always the most wearable. This I'm totally gonna wear. I've already worn it actually, and it makes me feel like a proud Slytherin because I love being a Slytherin. The last Slytherin thing was also a present from my friend Nico, and it's this Slytherin candle, which is so cool. It's by Cool and Company, Cool with a K, handmade with love, and it says, I am cunning, driven, and ambitious. and it's a like soy wax candle. The inside is this really pretty green color. Again, there was a little card that came with it, and I'll try and link the Instagram down below or the Etsy shop so you can check it out if you want to get your own candle. I'm sure that they have candles for all the houses. I am pretty sure this is my last thing, and I saved it for last on purpose. It's this Neil Jostin t-shirt. So when my friend Caitlin ordered this, the address got mixed up, so I actually got two. I'm gonna keep it and wear them every day. My friends got me the best gifts ever. That's everything, I'm pretty sure. There's no way I can do a thumbnail with all these books. I hope you guys enjoyed this massive, huge book haul. As you can tell, I had an amazing birthday and amazing friends and family who sent me lovely things that were perfect for me because they know me so well. I'm gonna need to get another bookshelf. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Emma Reads a Lot on all of my social media, which I will link in the description box. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video.